Let's take you to the Western Cape now. Khayelitsha has recorded yet another deadly shooting. Police say unknown suspects entered a supermarket and opened fire. 3 people died on the scene, while a 4th succumbed to his injuries at a healthcare facility later. There have been about 9 mass shootings in Khayelitsha. That's since September 2020. So we're asking what underpins these murders in that area. Let's bring in crime activist Hanif Loonat, who joins us via our video link this morning. Hanif, 9 mass shootings, shall we call them, in Khayelitsha since September 2020. 5 of those, though, just this year.
No, it's unfortunate, Michelle. It's unfortunate, Michelle, that we find these murders occurring on a regular basis. And I believe that the fault lies somewhere. And we need to deal with the issue we have at hand. Now, if you look at the murders perpetrated on our citizens, irrespective if they're local or foreign, these murders are perpetrated by those that are from a formal gang, and they don't come from those day-to-day criminals that we used to deal with in the past. They've become organized, they belong to a certain number, a prison number, and they are well organized in what they do. And whereas we in our counter-revolutionary actions are not really coming to the party in activating a forum where we could react to combating these types of murders, that is not, I would say, in the best benefit of our communities. Now remember, these murders used to take place for many years in the Cape Flats, and it eventually spread into the Western Cape, into the townships, where these gangs have been formalized, learning the trends from the gangs that come out of the Cape Flats. And we should not forget that these gangs in prison tend to learn these tactics, and the trends are then adopted in these prisons. So my worry is, what are we as the prosecuting, the policing, and the other entities doing to counter these actions of these unscrupulous members of our communities?
So Hanif, I suppose, I mean, from what you're saying, are you saying that these mass shootings, particularly in Khayelitsha, are as part of gang action, perhaps fights over turf, and that the people who are the victims actually have nothing to do with the shooting itself?
Michelle, I wouldn't say every murder is obviously related to gang violence,
no, sure,
or gang activities. But I would safely say 80 to 90% of them are now becoming gang-related. Now, remember, extortion used to take place on a regular basis in the Cape Flats. Businesses were extorted and are still extorted. And in silence, they suffer. None of them have come to the party reporting these crimes. Some are suffering in silence. I know of many instances where people have been paying on a monthly basis to certain gang leaders protection fees. Now, that has now spread into the townships, taking into account that we have many foreign owners of these businesses, not local citizens, but foreigners that have come into our country looking for a better life and are trying to make a living, and are unfortunately becoming victims of that trend that I have referred to earlier. So how do we tackle this? We need the prosecuting authority to come to the party. We need the police to come to the party. We need the community to come to the party. It's a holistic thing that we need in combating the crime that we are facing on a daily basis. If we're not going to do that, Michelle, I am afraid we're going to face a daunting task when these guys become more organized, and they're going to then, in their organization, organizational features, going to become a bunch of terrorizing community members. And to bring them down is going to be a monstrous issue. So I believe we need to react now. We need to start mobilizing. We need to start becoming organized. We need to start using our CPFs who have lost the plot in the last few years. CPFs of today aren't as good as the CPFs of the past. They don't know their mandates. Because CPFs play a very important and an integral role in combating crime. They should be helping our authorities, our crime combating authorities, in eradicating this crime, because they themselves cannot do it.
Yeah.
It is the information that comes from the community and the reaction and the participation that belongs to these entities that are put in place by the state, by our constitution. Why aren't we using that opportunity to combat this avoidable crime that we face on a daily basis?
Hanif Loonat, let me thank you for your time this morning. Crime activists joining us there as we continue to reflect on yet another shooting in Khayelitsha. 9 since September of 2020, 5 taking place just this year alone. Thanks, Hanif, for your time.